These three simple steps can unlock miracles in your life faster than you think. What if the reason miracles feel distant isn't because they don't exist, but because there's a hidden process no one ever taught you? You've been working hard, thinking positively, trying to change your life, yet something still feels stuck. The truth is, miracles don't happen randomly. They follow a pattern, a quiet, powerful sequence that most people overlook. Today, you're going to discover the three-step secret that can shift everything. Not by force, not by struggle, but by alignment. Most people go through life believing that their challenges are caused by external situations, difficult people, lack of opportunities, or bad timing. But the deeper truth is that what blocks progress is often invisible, rooted in unexamined thoughts and emotional patterns. The first step toward unlocking any kind of breakthrough is learning to observe what is happening within you, rather than reacting automatically to what is happening around you. When you begin to notice your habitual responses, how quickly you feel fear, how often you doubt yourself, or how strongly you try to control outcomes, you create a small but powerful distance between you and those reactions. That distance is where clarity lives. Instead of being controlled by your patterns, you start to see them as something separate from who you truly are. This shift in awareness changes everything because it interrupts the cycle that keeps you stuck. You begin to realize that the same thoughts have been producing the same results, and without awareness, nothing changes. Awareness doesn't mean judging yourself or trying to fix everything immediately. It simply means being honest about what is there. The moment you can clearly see a pattern, it begins to lose its power over you. You are no longer acting unconsciously, you are choosing. And in that choice, even if it feels small at first, there is freedom. This is where transformation begins, not through force or effort, but through understanding. When you truly see what has been holding you back, you stop fighting the wrong battles and start opening the door to something entirely new. And that is the moment where change quietly begins to take shape within you. One of the most subtle yet powerful obstacles to change is the constant need to control how life unfolds. It often feels natural to plan every detail, to expect specific outcomes, and to hold tightly to the idea of how things should happen. At first, this may seem like responsibility or determination, but beneath it is often fear, the fear of uncertainty, disappointment, or the unknown. This need for control creates tension within you, and that tension silently blocks new possibilities from entering your life. When you are overly attached to a particular result, you limit the ways in which that result can arrive, and sometimes you block something even better that you couldn't have imagined. Letting go of control does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means releasing the rigid expectations that keep you stuck in one narrow path. It is about trusting that there is a bigger intelligence at work, one that can see beyond your current perspective. When you loosen your grip, you allow life to move more freely, and solutions can appear in unexpected ways. This shift requires courage because it asks you to step into uncertainty without immediate reassurance. You may feel uncomfortable at first, as if you are losing stability, but what you are actually doing is making space for a deeper kind of stability, one that is not dependent on controlling every outcome. Over time, you begin to notice that things start aligning more naturally, without the same level of struggle or resistance. Opportunities appear, connections form, and paths open in ways that feel almost effortless. By releasing the need to control every detail, you stop blocking the flow of what is meant for you and begin to experience life with greater ease and openness. Many people spend their lives chasing goals without ever asking whether those goals truly reflect who they are at their core. There is often a gap between what you do every day and what your deeper self is calling you toward. And that gap creates resistance, confusion, and a lack of fulfillment. Alignment begins when you become honest about what truly matters to you beyond external expectations, approval, or fear. It requires you to listen inwardly, to notice what feels meaningful rather than just what feels safe or familiar. When your actions start to reflect that deeper truth, something shifts within you. Decisions become clearer. Energy feels more focused, and you no longer have to force motivation because it arises naturally from within. This alignment doesn't mean everything becomes easy, but it changes the quality of your effort. Instead of pushing against life, you begin moving with it. Opportunities that once felt distant start to feel more accessible because your direction is no longer scattered. At the same time, things that are not meant for you may begin to fall away, and while that can feel uncomfortable, it is often necessary to create space for what truly belongs in your life. Trust becomes an essential part of this process because you won't always see immediate results. There may be moments of doubt where it feels like nothing is happening, but beneath the surface, things are rearranging in ways you cannot yet see. Staying aligned means continuing to act from that deeper place, even when external validation is missing. Over time, this consistency builds a powerful momentum, and you begin to experience a sense of flow where life responds more naturally to your presence, and your choices start to reflect a deeper sense of purpose and direction. Faith is often misunderstood as something passive or blind, but in reality, it is one of the most active inner states you can cultivate. Most people rely only on what they can see, measure, or predict, and as a result, they limit their belief to what already exists. This creates a cycle where nothing truly new can enter their lives because their trust depends on visible proof. Faith begins where logic reaches its limit. It is the decision to move forward even when the outcome is uncertain, to believe in possibility even when there is no immediate evidence to support it. This doesn't mean ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. It means choosing not to let current circumstances define what is possible. When you operate only from logic, you act based on past experiences and known outcomes. But when you add faith, you open yourself to outcomes that go beyond what you have already lived through. This shift changes how you respond to setbacks as well. Instead of seeing obstacles as signs to stop, you begin to see them as part of a larger process that you may not fully understand yet. Faith allows you to stay steady in moments of uncertainty without constantly needing reassurance. It builds a quiet inner confidence that something is unfolding even if you cannot yet see the full picture. Over time, this mindset transforms your relationship with fear because you are no longer waiting for certainty before taking action. You act with trust, and that trust itself becomes a force that shapes your reality, guiding you through uncertainty with a sense of calm strength and opening the door to possibilities that logic alone could never create. One of the most overlooked reasons people don't experience the breakthroughs they desire is not a lack of effort, but a resistance to receiving what they have been asking for. It sounds contradictory, yet many individuals unconsciously push away opportunities, support, or success the moment it begins to appear. This resistance often comes from deep-rooted beliefs about unworthiness, fear of change, or the discomfort of stepping into a new identity. You might find yourself questioning good things when they happen, doubting whether they will last, or feeling the urge to minimize them. These subtle reactions create a barrier that prevents the full experience from entering your life. Learning to receive requires a shift in how you see yourself. Instead of feeling like you must constantly prove your value, you begin to accept that you are already worthy of what you desire. This doesn't mean becoming passive or entitled. It means allowing yourself to accept without immediately creating resistance. When something positive comes your way, the practice is to welcome it without overanalyzing, without shrinking it, and without preparing for it to disappear. It also involves being open to receiving in unexpected forms because what you need may not always arrive in the way you imagined. Sometimes the opportunity looks different, the timing feels off, or the path seems unfamiliar, but closing yourself off too quickly can cause you to miss it entirely. As you become more open, you start to notice that life is constantly offering you moments of support, growth, and expansion. The more you accept these moments fully, the more natural it becomes to experience them. And over time, this openness transforms your relationship with success, allowing you to step into it with confidence and ease, and to embrace what life is ready to give you without hesitation or doubt.